Thank you.
Here we go.
Hi, thank you for a nice welcoming. Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here. Um, as my colleague previously said, my name is Iva. I work at Bruketa Žinić and Gray, and today we will talk about accelerated digital transformation in 2020 from point of advertising. Before I do that, I would like to share three main areas with you. First, what has happened, lessons that we learned as an agency, followed by examples, and what can we expect in the future by the end of the year for sure. So let's start with the beginning. 2020 started very optimistically. By the end of the year, advertisers were super hyped. People were making decisions, this time more firmly than ever. Everybody were excited about this round number, 2020, new year, new me, new brands, new everything. Everybody pretended like nothing is happening. But after only a few weeks, this has happened. And we turned ourselves in the situation none of us has ever been before. And experts are already saying that we have divided communication before and after Corona period. And in a certain amount of time, in many years, we will see the real impact of such situation. This new era, it is called the new normal. You probably, everybody heard of that. But one thing that was very specific during this pandemic and lockdowns in many countries is that digital media have become the only touch point for people, for brands, for everybody. And internet was the only window towards the world for many of us. So what did brands do? At first, they did nothing. Lots of them stayed very quiet and keeping low profile for weeks. Luckily for us, lots of technical companies have joined to help and offered assistance towards us. So many online academies gave away their free courses. Google Hangout, Teams allowed all of them premium tools for free. Amazon jumped in. Spotify allowed us to create a web shop for free. LinkedIn as well. Even Pornhub jumped on the train and they did something cool because Italy was one of the countries who was damaged quite hard by the pandemic and lockdown, and then gave away their free membership to all Italians. That was quite cool. But not all of them were that lucky. Some industry was hit very hard, like hospitality, events, organizers, and all sorts of things. But this is an overview of Google Trends and what people searched before and during and after Corona. And some trends have emerged during this period. As we can see, few terms are recording increasingly demand by users. To be specific, it is about food delivery, online workout, do-it-yourself, remotely working, and of course, online shopping. Just a few examples. Food and beverages industry are recording increase in sales approximately 60%. Beauty care, beauty brands as well. But for example, airline companies and similar are recording major loss and big impacts on their sales result. And for example, 80% before Corona and 11% after Corona. Media habits have changed as well. This is a research done by We Are Social. They're doing global research by country and in total every year on social media and the media behaviors by users. This is very interesting because they have done this research globally after Corona period, and they wanted to measure what were people doing during the pandemic, and some interesting numbers came up. As you can see, all media habits such as watching news online, streaming films, series, messenger service, social media, they are all having double-digit increase. And if we see a close-up look by device, we are seeing, of course, major increase on smartphone and on mobile devices, almost 80%, followed by, of course, laptop, desktop computers, tablets, etc. Also, game consoles, smart speakers are increasing, even smartwatch, although people were at home almost 24/7. What they did online? Most of the time, people were doing regular things, but in most increased way than ever before. Watching films, using social media, texting to friends, listen to music, sending videos, uploading videos, creating videos, listening to podcasts, everything. But what did people actually do? People were working out, learning how to make bread, participated in Dalgona challenge, TikTok challenges. TikTok grew massively during the pandemic, and this is also one of the reasons why this social network is so popular. What have we learned? As an agency, during this pandemic period, we have learned 5 things. First, and the most important one is that digital touchpoints are crucial. When the lockdown occurred, many brands faced another problem. That problem was that they didn't have or had very poor communication on social media or in web general. Digital media have become brand hygiene, and at least you have to have presence in the form of a website. So lesson number 1, digital, super important. Lesson number 2, be fast and flexible. When the lockdown occurred, we were in the middle of a project launching a new ice cream for our client Ledo. And we have already prepared a big event, 1,000 people, location was set up, everything was organized, but we had one little problem, limitations, and we had to stay at home. So we were fast, we were flexible, and we transferred everything online. So we have organized a VIP event for 300 participants. We have sent out physical invitations with unique links so they can, at a certain time, at a certain hour, visit the event and participate together from social distance. So we have prepared a little video, we can check it out. Music? No? Okay. Silence.
Dragi moji, dobar dan i dobrodošli u Ledo event High Life. I to digitalni event. Što će ovdje danas biti? Imamo program spremljen za vas.
So this was the Ledo case. Third lesson we have learned is to recognize opportunities. As a brand, you cannot always contribute to the situation or have people or provide support, but sometimes you can be a mood enhancer. When people are down, you can cheer them up, you can make them laugh. And this is an idea which we have done in one afternoon. Client agreed, and the idea was to make a fake billboard in Photoshop and to place it on social media in order just to cheer people up. But it went viral, and in, I don't know, maybe less than a week, almost 1 million people saw the post, shared it, and everybody thought it was funny. So let's check out the video. This was the case with this Croatian biggest food producer, and their product, the beans. It was very cool, and people are still sharing this post, although it's old more than 6 months. The next lesson we have learned is to take an action. We didn't advise our clients to stay quiet. Instead, we suggested them to use their media space in order to raise awareness and send a message to people to stay at home and to take care of themselves. We did it in a collaboration with our client Heineken Croatia in the project for Karlovačko brand. Just a little intro. In 2019, we have introduced a new platform among ours. It basically means that people are feeling good when they are in the company of their best friend, their beloved ones, family, etc. So in order to send a message, we kindly readapt the existing video because we weren't allowed to go outside and make a new one. And we think the result was really, really good. So let's check out this case.
Tú, Sakyodai.
Aprendí español con telenovelas. Medité mucho sobre mí y creo que el aislamiento me hizo mejor hombre.
昔のフットボールを見てた。
Okay, this was Karlovačka. And the last lessons we learned is to connect with the consumers. I don't have a case video, but I have prepared some visuals just to show you, a little demonstration. A good example is our client from hospitality industry. It's Maestra Hotels. And during the lockdown, people weren't traveling, their hotels were closed. Their slogan is Feel Reborn. So we came up with an idea to have a campaign in two phases and to slightly readapt the existing slogan. So existing Feel Reborn, we readapted to Feel Reborn later. And during that phase, we were communicating things that don't worry, we save the truffles for later. In Rovinj, the monuments are here for 300 years, so it will wait a few more months, etc. And it was a series of 50 different visuals communicating the same message that we feel the audience, and we are preparing for a new, better period when they can join us as a guest. Between two phases, we have invited users to share their memories with us in form of pictures and short descriptions, because the goal was to gather all the pictures and organize a virtual exhibition. So during the second phase, after the lockdown, we had Feel Reborn again communication, and we were in a phase where we could invite and welcome our guests. So virtual gallery, as a big final of the campaign, was live for, I think, more than a month, and hundreds and hundreds of people were joining the link and exploring the photos and reading other people's memory. It wasn't a campaign for goal to make a conversion, for people to make reservations, but it was important not to lose connection with our clients and our customers, since everybody are home, and although hotels are closed, it doesn't mean that our journey is also at the end. So what can we expect? By the end of the year, there will be some major changes in people's behavior and media habits, as we know by today. This is a very interesting screenshot of research that is done by Ipsos. They did it in Europe, and they asked people after Corona, do you remember any of these brands and their specific message during this period? And most of the people reacted completely oppositely of expected. And majority said that they don't remember any particular brand, that they are all the same, joining, for example, Black Lives Matter's movement, etc. So the conclusion is that offline is the new luxury. People started to appreciate little things like going out for a walk, sitting at your favorite cafe with your friend. And the next thing that will happen, it will happen this. People will start to have more and more this digital detox period, because we are witnessing an overload of content by the consumers and overload of content by the brands. So basically the term of digital Detox means that you are switching off your phones and all the devices for a certain period of time. If you want to be strictly by the rules, it needs to be at least 24 hours. But it doesn't matter the period. This is some sort of trend which is forming as we speak. And by the end of the year, more and more people will have a desire to relax from all the screens and just to go out or to do nothing, but not to have an interaction in a digital way. And that's it. Time's up. Thank you very much.